What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Yakati. This is your review for The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This is I forget the season, but it'll be in the title. But this is reviewing part two. Right quick, I think I've made it through two segments, one commercial break, working on the next one. I'm also eating too. So yeah, there's that, and I just got done with the panel. And then also there's a whole lot of questions being asked. I can't get everything down because damn it, the review probably gonna be longer than than the actual episode. So I'm gonna just try to run this the best way that I can. So we pick back up where we left off, and there with Erica being saying that she said, "If you want to be with somebody else, divorce me." Andy said, "What did he say?" She said, "Nothing." I don't believe that he said nothing, especially with how she's made him out to be so vocal and everything. I don't believe that, but well, I don't believe the story anyway. How long do you think he was unfaithful? She said years. Were you faithful to him? Ooh, over here hitting buttons. Hold on. And she said, like there was a pause. There was a long. I don't need that playing in the background. Bravo go strike me. It was a long pause, and then she said, up until she filed for divorce. hmm And then she was also it was something, but no. Andy asked her about how the relationship looked, where on one hand you spend so much time big up in him, and now all of a sudden he's this crazy person. She was like, "Look, relationships and people are very complex." And all she had to do was just say like every relationship has its ups and downs, but up until things got bad, I'm not gonna put that out there because not everybody puts everything out there about their relationships, especially when you're trying to work on a relationship. Because what you don't want to do is tell your family and your friends about the wrong that your significant other is doing, and then y'all get things back cool and on the right track, and now they're mad at them, or now you're filled with doubt and all other stuff. She could have played that differently, but again, she don't know what she's doing. She was asked, "Do you think you went far in the other direction to protect him?" What did she do? Oh, she highlighted the best of him, is what she was trying to do. Why didn't you leave sooner? She's like, "Where am I going? I have two credit cards. I leave, they get cut." Andy says, "I know how much you made." I gave him every check. Okay, well, first and foremost, you stupid. Number one. Number two, if you monetarily did not have it, then with those cars that you got, and I do understand what I'm about to say, that it is a faux pas within that type of elite class, but she could have bought things and sold them, or bought things that would appreciate in value. And here's the thing, even though because Erica's full of shit, ladies, look, um, or even men, whatever type of relationship that you got. If you are in a relationship and you know that it's just rocking and whatnot, and you don't hold the coin purse, the point. Um, if you're being given allowance, put some of that money away. Have a little nest egg. So when it's time for you to go, you can use that and go. And if you're in a situation to where you are like Erica and you are giving credit cards, again, buy things that will appreciate in value. Hold on to them, and then when you need to sell them, get the money, and go about your merry way. And then she's asked, "Did you stay for the money and security?" She said, "I didn't have access to the money." And they were trying to be like, "So was that the reason that you stayed? Do you feel you were held captive?" She said, "I'll say this. I was 27 years old when I came in. He was whatever age he was, so there was that power dynamic, and we always see and hear that up when it comes to anybody, because it can be female, female, male, 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 female. What, like whatever the build up is. If somebody is older, they are always, most of the time, that older person is training that younger person to their hand. So there is that power struggle, is what it is. And she said, and then the question is, if you left, when you get half. And she kept focusing on, "I will get half of the debt." Because Annie was saying there were other points where you could have left. If you would have left then, wouldn't you have got half? But she keeps saying debt, liability. Okay, well, whatever. Um, and then she was asked, "Did you know there would be a liability when you left? Did you feel the sinking? The ship was sinking?" She was like, "I felt he was sinking." She's doing all this double talking and talking around in circles. It's fucking annoying. And the divorce is being delayed because of his mental state and them trying to get that whole thing figured out. Yeah, I bet. And then she was asked, why did you lie to Garcelle about Tom's infidelity? And she said, because of who it was. Now, I don't know if that was because she was talking to Garcelle or because of who one of those women were, but I think it's the first thing that I said. She knew of three mistresses. Cal was asked why she didn't tell Erica about the rumors that she was hearing, and she got choked up because I don't think she was expecting that question, but what she said was, she knew things weren't going right in their relationship. She was hearing stuff in the streets, but we all hear stuff in the streets. She started to put things together, and by the time she did, Erica finally told her. Erica posted about the mistress, and she said she did that because she was angry. Um, she was then, and the Garcelle said, "I know how that feels," and that would have been a perfect opportunity for them to bond because we all know Garcelle's story. Eric was also asked, if you didn't have access to the money, how are you able to lease a car and be able to move out the way that you did in the middle of the day? She said she can't answer that. Just know that she was within her legal bounds to do whatever it was that she did. Okay. And then someone said at the astrology party, Tom wasn't missing a beat, but now there's a decline. She says he's on a loop. And then she asked Kyle to reveal what her friend said, and I think it's somebody that she knows it has to mention. It's like one moment they're, on it, the next moment they lost it, and then you have Dorit and Lisa Rinna jumping in, doing the whole defending. And here's the thing, yes, the reality is when some people get older, there are certain stories that they've told so much it becomes muscle memory, and yeah, you can roll that off, but it's just like y'all doing too much. Y'all doing way too much. Um Yeah, that's it for right now. I'll be back. All right, so we are back now. She she's asked a question, knowing pretty much knowing what you know now. This person that financed your entire career. Here we go. Your entire career. Would you still marry him? I don't know who I was married to. See, now Andy is letting her get away with a whole lot because she's talking around a lot of his questions. And it's so annoying. Granted, we know she's full of shit, but still talking around a lot of these questions. Anyway, uh, she said, I'm sorry, Andy says everyone is fixated on if he stole the money. Let's fixate on that. She says she hopes that's not true, but we need to get to the bottom of this. Kyle jumps in and says, in terms of knowing what was there, what was had, she was like, okay, well, Son didn't know she on the baseball team, and this was more or less in the divorce, and they were like, well, divorce reveals things, the good, the bad, and all this other stuff, which I find it to be funny that Kyle is doing her damnedest to somewhat be on Erica's side because I'm pretty sure it's going to come up about how Kyle was so shady in them damn confessionals. And everything that Sutton was saying, a lot of them were saying in their confessionals, not to her face, nevertheless. And she said, at this point, I had to worry about myself. I just turned 50. He's 80 years old. He's in a health facility, whatever, whatever. I need to worry about me. That's why I'm so feisty. But it seems that she only acknowledged the let her say alleged victims for a moment. And look, I do understand when someone is going through the midst of something in a situation like this, yeah, they're going to really dig inward and worry about themselves. But there is a whole nother group where you may be hurt, but you have other people that were hurt, and a lot of us had already said had when all this came out, all she really had to do was come out, make a statement, say that she's not in support of this woo wop de woo, but I got me a lawyer. We're going to reach out to these victims, and because my name is being attached, I'm going to see what I can do to help rectify this because I feel so bad, so sorry, blah blah blah, blue blue blue. See, simple. All right, so go ahead and wrap this up. So we have the Tariq segment. Not a whole lot happened there, honestly, because again, Dorit did not have a fucking storyline. Now, Andy, I guess yawned and she said, "Am I boring you?" with an attitude. And I'm looking at her like, ma'am, you ain't got enough weight to be sitting here giving Andy that much attitude, and you aren't that exciting to where he'll take that for. It's almost like a Mariah Carey where Mariah Carey does all the stunts that she does, but because Mariah Carey is who Mariah Carey is, and she gives what needs to be given majority of the time, people will deal with that. But if you got somebody that ain't on that level giving you attitude and lip, you get dropped. So okay, keep on playing. You ain't gonna come back. We already don't want your ass back. And she was asked about the whole color comment that she made when it involved her staff and people that she grew up around. And, she did the whole I'm long winded and, I used a poor choice of words. And Garcelle even said that was a difficult conversation to have just in general. And it felt uncomfortable, but it was a good thing that it was being had. And I appreciate Garcelle for saying, that's one good thing about this show is that we were able to tackle some issues that normally wouldn't happen if they did not have a semi-diverse cast. Let's just keep it all the way 100. So now we got Lisa Renna. All right, moving on. So now we have Cal and Kathy. We really didn't get a whole lot there, but we got a lot, if that makes sense. Kathy obviously did. She watched. She said she doesn't watch much television, but she watched all of Beverly Hills, and there were a lot of moments that did not sit right with her, and it's understandable. And one of the like that one scene from season one, that limo scene, yeah, that struck a nerve with her. That struck a nerve with everybody because it was just like, damn, damn it, Kyle. I'm sorry, Kyle. Like you doing this to your fucking sister? You having this ain't shit. But one thing that Kathy did say, and it was a roundabout way of saying, if seeing this has made it easier for people to open up to their respective families, then that's a good thing because she still stands with 10 years of not speaking to Kyle. Kyle. Um, it was just a waste of time, and could have done better. And Andy asked her, did she watch the American Woman sitcom? And she was like, I only watched the trailer. But you can tell either A, Kathy had a real strong bond with her mother, and or she hasn't fully gotten over her mother passing away. Because she didn't want to watch a show that depicted their mother in any way, shape, form, or fashion. She doesn't even talk to her mother's friends who are still living. So that is definitely a sore spot for her. And Kathy breaks down. Um, yeah, that was pretty much the episode. And looking at the time, looked like I flew through, but that's all right. It's okay. It's all right. I gave y'all what y'all need to get. Okay. So yeah, that is pretty much all that I have. If you all have not watched the deep dive, which is my trending topic segment, please check it out. Really BTV was on there. We had a good conversation, and one that need to be have. So check that out. You could also check me out on the Whether You Like It or Not panel. Believe we were on Scotty's channel on Monday. Check that out. We had a good time. My good friend Alexander Rogers on there, and if he on there, he gonna cut the food. So that was good. That was good. So check that out. And as for me, the next video you should get should be Potomac, and then the deep dive because I recorded on like a Saturday or Sunday depending, but I have it then I air it on a Monday, and then yeah. So check that out. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. I'm about to take my ass to bed. Peace out.